we're starting.
Okay, so this is cutaneous maximus.
And we all cut that off, right?
So cutaneous, quite. Cutaneous maximus. This was platysma. Then we had three trapezius muscles. We had clavotrapezius, acromiotrapezius, and spinotrapezius.
Could you point again the clavotrapezius?
Clavotrapezius was right here. This
Okay.
one. This is all clavotrapezius.
Mm-hmm.
This was acromiotrapezius
Mm-hmm.
and spinotrapezius.
Okay.
And down in the back region, this is latissimus dorsi. Okay. All right, then back up here in the neck, we're going to look at deep neck muscles now. Whoop, sorry, Brian. So we've removed our trapezius muscles, reflected them out laterally. And in the neck, what are some of the deep neck muscles? Immediately here we have, this is rhomboideus cervicus, rhomboideus capitis, atlantoscapularis, omocervicalis or levator scapulae, clitomastoid. Also, deep to rhomboideus capitis. This muscle here, you can see on either side, is splenius capitis. And down here we have one of the rotator cuff muscles. This is supraspinatus, going over the Mink shoulder. Out here at the very tip of the shoulder, this was acromiodeltoid. Okay. Also, staying in the back here, what else do we see? This is serratus ventralis or serratus anterior. You guys are so funny. This is serratus dorsalis or serratus posterior. And the deep muscle running the length of the Mink's back is sacrospinalis. Okay,
Wait.
got it? So now we're going to go around to the front side, ventral side. So on the ventral side, what do we see here first? Pectoralis minor, pectoralis major, clavodeltoid. Reflect these two muscles out laterally. Then what do we see on the medial side of the arm here? We have the biceps brachii, triceps medial head, triceps lateral head, down here dorso epitrochlearis. Then out where the Mink's scapula was, right here is teres major. On the underside of the scapula is teres minor, or excuse me, subscapularis. So subscapularis. So teres major hangs down, subscapularis is on the underside of the scapula. Right? On the lateral part of the arm, going out like this. Once again, we see dorso epitrochlearis, triceps long head. Now we see triceps lateral head. Let's back out of the way. Right in here, this is brachialis. Triceps lateral head, brachialis. Also some more rotator cuff muscles. Remember before we saw supraspinatus right here. Now we'll see little tiny muscle right in there is infraspinatus. Okay. So let's come back to this area now, up in the Mink's neck. These two muscles here, one of which is damaged, coming down like this. This would be sternomastoid. You can see part of it on one side and pretty much the complete muscle here on the other side. So that is sternomastoid. Up here, we have three muscles. One in the middle, right there, is mylohyoid. On either side, we have digastric. Then, up here where the mink's head is, continuing in the same area, big round muscle in there is masseter. Then, all of this is temporalis. Okay. Running right down the very center of the mink's abdominal region, you can see two lines here. This muscle running right down the very center is rectus abdominis. Laterally, muscle covering the lateral walls of the abdominal region is external abdominal oblique. Take a little flap, flip it back. Deep to that, you have the internal abdominal oblique muscle. Then down in the mink's thigh, first superficially, we have two muscles. On the lateral side, this is sartorius. Medially, we have gracilis. So sartorius and gracilis. Down here in the mink's leg, this muscle that stands out is tibialis anterior. If I reflect sartorius back, we're going to see three of the four quadricep muscles. This is vastus medialis. In the middle is rectus femoris. On the outside here, vastus lateralis. Also, little tiny muscle right in here, tensor fasciolate is right there. Coming back here to where our gracilis was, we'll reflect the gracilis back out of the way. Once again, see two other muscles, part of the groin muscle group, adductor magnus or femoris in the mink. Right there is adductor longus. So adductor longus, adductor magnus, or adductor femoris. Okay. On the posterior side, first, what do we see here? Gluteus maximus.
Mm.
So right through there, gluteus maximus. And a smaller muscle right here beside it, this is caudo femoralis. Once again, this was our tensor fasciolate right here. Large muscle in this region, coming down like that. This is biceps femoris. Reflect biceps back out of the way. First, we have a little landmark here. This big white string is the sciatic nerve. It's right on top of a muscle. The muscle it sits on top of is the semimembranosus. The next muscle we see out here, pull this out of the way, this muscle, this is semitendinosus. So semitendinosus, semimembranosus, the one we cut here was biceps femoris. Long, thin, skinny muscle here, this is called tenuissimus. Then finally, on the back of the mink's calf or leg region, this is gastrocnemius. That should complete the tour of the mink. Okay.